that the ancient Germanic tribes and they, you know, essentially conquered Rome? The empire. Rome tried to take over everybody, but guess what? The Burgundians and the Visigoths and the Goths and the Franks and the Saxons and the Alemanni and the Angles wouldn't allow them to do it. So I take a certain kind of pride. Those are the Native Americans for Caucasia, right? For Europeans. I got African blood too. But for my European, that would be the Native Americans. That would be, you know, where that's my ancestors, right? That's my people. So that's when they were a bunch of they were, you know, they were before the, well, no, I guess 14,000 years. Anyways, the Burgundians and the Visigoths and the Goths and the Franks, that's my people. Those are my people. Now, I'm not just an Anglo-Saxon, right? Not just an Anglo-Saxon, because it wasn't just Anglo-Saxons on England. It was a bunch of Britons, too. So we're also part Frisian Jutes. There was Jutes, there was Frisians on England. So WASP, White Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Hey, America, you're a fucking WASP. You're white, and you're Anglo, and you're Saxon, and you're Protestant. This is a smart conversation. This is a smart conversation because ultimately the Anglo-Saxons conquered the Britons and killed the Britons and took over England. So the Anglo-Saxons weren't the original people of England. They wiped the originals out, so the Britons got kicked out. So just by happenstance, just by the history, you have to be pro-immigration because you're not from England. Hey, Anglo-Saxon motherfucker, you're from Germany. You're from Anglo. You're not from England. What the fuck? Get the hell out of our country. You're not from England. So Anglo-Saxon, you got to be pro-immigration just by you're a fucking immigrant. So I welcome this. This is a smart conversation. And ultimately, if people want to call themselves Anglo-Saxons, is that the tribe? Is that the tribe? Are you sure you're not a Frisian Jute? Are you sure you're not a Visigoth or a Frank? France. The Franks turned into France. So all of France is a Germanic tribe. English is a Germanic language. Anglo-Saxons are Germanic tribes that people say, you know, from England. That's the English speakers are the Anglo-Saxon English speakers. I feel like by having this conversation, we're actually creating culture where there was none to begin with. And if you know for sure that you came from the Angles or the Saxons, I think that would be remarkable if you could trace your ancestry all the way back to them. But I would be shocked if you could actually do that. And I'd even be shocked if it went back to the Angles or Saxons. Because like I said, I mean, not just the Goths and the Burgundians and all the ones that I mentioned, the Alemanni, there's a shit ton of Germanic tribes. I'll Google, you know, a couple of them, but ultimately, this is a way for white people to, you know, find out precisely who they are. Do you know who you are? Are you an Alemanni or are you a Frank? Are you a Frank or are you an Alemanni? Are you a Burgundian? Are you a Burgundian or are you a... So let's see, the Germanic Tribes courses.lumenlearning.com. Just give me a list of them, for fuck's sake. As a linguistic group, modern Germanic peoples include the Afrikaners, Austrians, Danes, Dutch, English, Flemish, Frisians, Germans, Icelanders, Lowland Scots, Norwegians, Swedes, and others. Not today, but before. Come on! Okay, Ostrogoths. There's Ostrogoths and Visigoths. There's the Vandals, Burgundians, right? So you got the Vandals and the Burgundians and the Jutes and the Danes and the Swedes and the Geats and the Goots and the Goots and the Geats and the Angles and the Saxons and the Saxons and the Vandals and the Ostrogoths and the Visigoths and the Ostrovandals and Visivandals and the Anglos and the Visi-Saxons and the Saxons, Saxon Goths, the Gothic Saxons, and then there's the... So there you go, America. I love the Shawnee. I love the Shawnee. But the Shawnee are not my people. These fucking Frisian Jutes. These Burgundian Danes. That's my people. So, for better or worse,